Hello and welcome to the show. We head to Spain for the next round of my F1 2017 career mode. A circuit that, let's face it, of all the circuits in the Formula 1 game that I will be most familiar with. I've driven Catalonia in many different games. However, not so experienced with it when it comes to a Formula 1 car. So, while yeah, I do have decent track knowledge, it might actually hinder me in some ways because I'm used to the limits of the slower cars that I tend to race around here compared to what a Formula 1 car can do. But we'll see how it goes. The first order of business, as ever, is to try and make sure the Renault isn't falling apart completely. I don't think we quite have... Do we have enough resource points to do any sort of... I don't know if durability might not be a bad idea to try and focus on. Possibly. Have we got enough resource? Oh, we can try and go for some power. Bugger it. Let's go full focus on the old power front. Won't be ready for a little while, but you know what? Let's do that. No amount of resource points. Gearbox is looking okay currently. It's not too terrible on that. This is where things get technical. Internal combustion engine, 18% from the one from Russia. Kind of going to have to practice with that. I think the other ones are too knackered for it to be really gain anything useful from practicing with that. We're going to need a new one of those. Yes, we will need a new motor kinetic part. We can probably get away with practicing with that heat part. Energy store is okay to stay on. Turbocharger is okay. Might change it before the race. Turbocharger is okay for now. We know that these control electronics are giving us grief in terms of fuel modes. So we will go stick a new one in. Actually, no, we might keep it with the one for now. After practice, we'll swap it out definitely before we go qualifying, I think, is the way to do it. Well, following the practice sessions, my engine gradually got worse and worse until I had to start swapping bits out for practice 3 just to try and set a half-competitive time. It very much looks like we are in the mix with the other vehicles. We're around the same time. Magnussen set with a Haas. Force Indias are looking okay, considering last time set on the medium tyres. Our teammate is a couple of positions above us, but you know we're only talking 2 or 3 tenths between in terms of lap time. So yeah, we're once more right there in the midfield, and hopefully we can get ourselves into Q3 possibly for the first time. It'll probably be pushing it, but you never know. My plan for Q1 is, well, try and do as fewer laps as is possible and make it through. If I can have got a good enough opening lap here, so far feels pretty good. If I can have turned in a fast enough time, not have to do any more, that would be really helpful. It's going to become with the dodgy start to the season I had, essentially this is going to very much become a try and look after various engine components for as much of the time as possible. It's a 23-0 for an opening. I might have to go another lap, but it's not bad, but could probably be faster. Well, we went a couple of tenths faster. I'm not sure it's going to be enough, though. It's quite stupid close, in fact. Massa's got some serious speed going on at the moment. We're a little bit down on Perez. We're not that far away from Hulkenberg and so on. We are ahead of Grosjean, Ocon, Magnussen. We're ahead of plenty of cars. The question is, it's not by a huge amount. I'm just going to speed up time a little bit here. Of course, the Ferraris, the Red Bulls, the Mercedes are always going to jump to the top. It's whether I reckon anyone else can go quicker than that. I think actually Ricciardo might have settled for going on the medium tyres and he's happy at a 22.9. I think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it to try and save some electrical components and hope that we can make it through. This is the moment of truth. Yeah, we are. We're safe. 11th place. Ricciardo did go a fraction faster. It's good news. We only had to do 2 laps. Saves my engine so we can have a bit more performance for the race. And once again I find... Jeff! For God's sake. Once again I find myself in a little bit of a predicament. A pretty damn good opening lap from me. He's got into 122.5. It's about half a second quicker than we did in the previous round of qualifying. We'll see where the rest of the cars are going to slot in. As I said, we can ignore the Mercedes and all of those. Do we go again? I mean, we are actually sitting quite comfortably there. We are sitting... Vettel's going stupid quick on the mediums. We are sitting quite comfortably there, but I thought that before. I say that, I think we're half a second, 0.6 of a second clear of Hulkenberg and so on. I'm having enough engine troubles as it is. I think we are probably going to be safe with that. We can ignore Verstappen, he doesn't count. And indeed, we are. Hulkenberg's down in 13th place. The best lap I've done around this Catalonia circuit sees me into the top 10 for the first time. I mean, the best we're probably going to get is 7th, let's be honest. Could I potentially displace a Red Bull if they have a bad time? They'd have to have a really bad time. I don't think I've got quite the speed. But Q3 is a big positive for me. Well, one of the plus points, as I do a 22.3, we've gone quicker again. One of the plus points of the way that I've been doing this session, trying to do as fewer laps as possible, is I have actually got a decent, I say a decent, I've got 2 sets of tyres to make the most of in Q3, so I will get 2 attempts at getting some quick laps in, potentially. Yeah, I'm looking at definitely my best qualifying session, maybe a 7th place, if we can get everything sorted. Oh, no, don't break the car. I think that's going to be game qualifying over for me. I knew I needed to go quick, and, well, I threw it at turn 1, because sector 1, I think, is where one of the places I'm struggling the most in terms of lap time. We're only talking tenths here and there. I thought I'd be brave through the first corner. We were brave, and there was a little bit too much bravery. With the front wing damaged, there's not going to be any more speed in the car. Let's just hope Grosjean and, I think it's Perez, can't improve. Well, despite my little trip across the gravel trap, we're going to be starting from 8th place for the Spanish Grand Prix. I think Massa was a little bit too quick for me in general around here. He's into the 21s. We only marginally beat Grosjean and Perez, but starting from 8th is a very nice thing for my Renault. Does mean I am basically locked into my tyre strategy, but I'm going to do the best to make it work. As we come round to line up on the grid for this Spanish Grand Prix, I am slightly nervous starting so far forward, as we're going to be, well, maybe even able to get alongside some of the Red Bulls and so on into turn 1, if we have a good start. And that's a big if. The Renault has not been the quickest car. I've not been the best at getting this thing off of the line so far, so I might have to be doing a lot of defending or a lot of kind of repassing going on here. No options, of course, for fancier tyre strategies, so I'm going to have to hope that we don't get in trouble when it comes to the pit stops. I don't want to get stuck behind other cars kind of pitting around the place. Here we go. The lights are on. We've just about found a gear in time. Can we get a decent start in the Renault this time around? We do indeed. Bottas is slow away to Williams. And, of course, the Force India have got that power. I got off the line very, very well. However, the power advantage of some of these other cars is just too much. We're going to go sit around the outside of Perez. Oh, I think the Ferraris are busy battling with one another, nearly end up the back of Verstappen. Not what I want to be doing at this stage of the race. I'm not going to give up that position, not to the not to Perez. So far, my championship-long rival, who I believe is still sat alongside me. I'm not going to be able to hold this particularly easily, especially not with a trip to the gravel. Bugger it, Perez is going to do what I was trying to do, make the most of the door being opened by the Red Bull on Massa, although he's now going to be stuck around the outside at an awkward place. They're banging wheels. I want to buy into this one. There's not really much to be doing at the moment. I've got to be very, very mindful of not running into the back of them. I really don't want to have to do... This is quite a long race, this one. 17 laps around here. Really, really don't want to have to damage my front wing on lap 1 and deal with that the entire way. And I might be able to make an opportunistic lunge up the inside on the Force India. Still, we're not clear. Might have finally done it. might have finally got past the Force India, and we are in 8th place. What an eventful lap. I think I might have... the team might have given me a lot of fuel. I didn't really pay much attention to the fuel strategy when I just kind of checked the number of laps they wanted me to do on the tyres. They've given me I did not do very well on fuel saving around here, so we are going to be running in the old rich mixture for a long, a long time. Okay, we're a little bit heavy with fuel. I can deal with that. In some ways, I'd rather that than be underfueled slightly. Never mind, we've got Massa to try and hunt down. We've got the Mercedes, of course, powered cars that have been having horrendous, or Mercedes and Ferrari actually, have having horrendous reliability issues. A couple of them drop out. I would be perfectly happy with that. I'm going to be honest. We're actually keeping up with Massa. After such a stunning qualifying lap by the Williams, I was slightly concerned about that car buggering off into the distance, but he is not at the moment. If anything, the Red Bulls and the Mercedes are slowing each other down quite a lot. That was a terrible corner by me, I do apologise. But yeah, the Red Bulls, and I think it's Bottas, it's Mercedes, who are really fighting one another. That could help us in this midfield battle. Well, we are starting to get a nice close look at the back of the Williams as we look for potentially a way past. I kind of want to get this, I want to get Eddie past done here nice and quickly. The longer I get stuck behind the Williams, the more I'm going to get backed up into Perez, who has caught back up to this little group. Problem I'm going to find is Williams is very quick at a straight line, as is the Force India. I am not. And Jeff, I'm not too worried. Anyway, yes, Williams very fast in a straight line. I am not, which means my best overtaking spots into turn 1. We had DRS there, and there was barely any catching. Now, I have also been, or I'm running medium downforce, I guess, perhaps more downforce than some of the other cars that might be running around here, which again is not helping me in terms of my straight line speed. It is helping me through the corners, but the big overtaking areas, the big braking zones, I'm a little bit too far back from the Williams to really be able to do too much. This could be, we could be in for a long stare at the back of Massa's car. I'm hoping not, but yeah. Well, this might be the closest I've been at a relatively good point, but it's that Williams straight line speed. I've been quite mindful with the Force India behind, as that thing has got a lot of straight line speed as well. If I go too aggressive, I may well end up losing the place to Perez, because yeah, he can really close in these straights. He gets kind of a double toe behind the behind the Williams. I can't do it. I can't do anything. Well, that's made my life easier. Now, oh, please let me have. I do still have DRS. That's good. I might be wide open for attack from the Force India. Nope, you're gonna have to go the long way around, mate. If you wanna, you wanna try and do this, Perez, go for it. But I'm gonna make life really difficult for you. You're gonna make life annoying for me, because now Massa is gonna end up ahead of both of us again because we're too busy fighting. Oh dear. Okay, pit stop time is upon us. Will Massa have been able to have pulled out a big gap over us? Will he have got stuck in traffic? It's not impossible. I'm hoping that that'll be the case. That's probably the best chance I have of getting past. Also, we need a really, really quick pit stop, because I'm worried the Force India is going to be able to jump us, because they're further along the pit lane than we are. They'll get let out first, so I might have to merge behind if we don't get away quickly. We are out away ahead of the Force India. Fantastic. Right, can we? Nope, we can't. Ah, there's Massa. I thought Massa was well, Stroll's Williams. We can't get out ahead of Massa. The only good news for us is at least he is still stuck in traffic, but we are about to be stuck in the same traffic, trying to work our way through. So it's probably not going to help us. Ooh, unless I can be really mega brave on Eric. I need to get past the Sauber very quickly here. I don't have time. Don't have time. Don't have time. Oh, a little bit of a lock-up, but we are through. Perez is going to follow, because I made a lovely... That wasn't really opening the door. That was kind of hitting it with a sledgehammer and forcing it. Well, not quite hitting it with a sledgehammer. A little bit like one of the police battering rams. A little bit more sophisticated than just a full-on barge. However, I had to get the move done quickly, especially if we're going to have any chance of getting Massa. Massa is going to get past Stroll here. No, Williams' teamwork is going to work against us, I fear. What the hell was that? God damn Williams' teamwork. Yeah, I don't know why on earth Stroll just suddenly got the brakes through a flat-out corner. That's my race basically scuppered. Thanks for that, Stroll. Yeah, it's going to be a try and cling on to the top 10 now, I think, because that's going to be a fair old amount of downforce, fair old amount of steering going to be struggling. Magnussen is going to have leapfrogged us in all of this. Perez is going to try. He might get it done. No, I've got so much understeer now. I'm going to have words with Stroll, I think. Yeah, I figured out he's on mediums, Jeff. Thank you. Jeff, could you go shout at someone at Williams, please? If you want to go and... you know that magical duct tape that's not going to work on my wing, is it? Oh, my car is so bloody broken. This is not going to go well. We've got problems. I think that might have just been dirt on the tyres. Possibly that killed all of our handling. We've got real problems. I'm going to need a miracle. Really, I'm going to need something special here if we're going to get anything out of this race now. I can't drive this piece of crap anymore. Alonso's tried, might have successfully found a way past. I might bump the side of the McLaren. It's such a bad handling car that I've got going on right now. I'm going to continue to fight, never give up, never surrender. Although, I think we're going to have to eventually here. McLaren's got us, although McLaren's got issues of his own. Come on, Renault. We will have... Oh, Alonso's going to squeeze me right to the edge of the road. We're going to have to try and go around the outside of the hairpin. I might even make this one stick, you know. Ha-ha! We will fight that one back. Oh, God. I will admit, this is good fun. Even if my car handles like a boat, it is still quite good fun that we've got going on here. Now, the good news is, I'm finally racing against a car that I have more straight line speed than. The first time, I think, in this entire series we'll be racing against a car that we have more straight line speed. Actually racing for position and everything. We might be able to do a DRS pass on somebody. Come on, Renault! Don't explode and fall apart now. I will take that position all the way back from you, Alonso. That was an enjoyable exchange for a whole lap. Go on, Hulkenberg. Oh, Hulkenberg's crashed into the side of the McLaren. Hulkenberg gets behind me. I will let him go, but at the moment it doesn't really look like he is going to. Hulkenberg is struggling for pace as well. Well, the great Alex train continues for yet another lap. Hulkenberg did manage to get a move done on Alonso, and I have no doubt he is going to get a move done. Oh, great, engine's having some issues. I'm going to let Hulkenberg through, because if there's anything that goes on ahead, he might actually stand a chance of being able to make the most of it, whereas I cannot. I'm basically driving these next few laps hoping that the Mercedes and Ferrari and Red Bull reliability issues strike once more, because that is basically all of the options I have. If one of them could come out, break down, cause a safety car, I'll pit and get some lovely fresh tyres. That would be amazing. And get a new wing while I'm at it. Unlikely to happen. I think for the remainder of this race, we shall be fighting off the orange cars. Well, as we complete yet another lap, we're losing about 2 to 3 seconds a lap from this front wing now. We are consistently, no matter what I seem to do, about 2 seconds down on my personal best lap from when we're running on the soft tyres, plus the car likely to be getting quicker on these as the fuel is being burnt off. So yeah, we're losing serious amounts of time. However, McLaren's still unable to get past. Also, interestingly, as far as I'm aware, nobody has broken down so far this race. Well, as we head on to the final lap of this Grand Prix, still we hold the McLarens at bay, but it is an only just. I think there might be a Force India having some technical issues, as it hasn't come soaring past all of us when it got to the straights, strangely enough. I had to take my car out of rich fuel because one of the parts of the engine was having issues with it being run in rich. So I've got to hope that we've got enough corner speed, sort of Oh god, gearbox is having issues now as well. It's falling apart a little bit at the end of the race. However, careful through there. We are still just about fending off these cars. It's a shame. Our best qualifying performance yet. We look to have some serious pace. It was looking like we were going to be fighting maybe even for a 7th place. However, yeah. Williams' dastardly teamwork tactics soon put pay to the chances of my Renault. Have had fun racing against Alonso for this race. I say racing, mostly holding up this little train of cars as we come out of the final corner. No points for us this time around. In fact, no points for the Renault's full stop. I agree. It's a shame. Now, I did much better when I qualified terribly, I think. It's the takeaway from all of this. Yeah. It is well. I believe Hamilton took the victory. We'll see what that does to the championship. The Ferraris were 2nd and 3rd. Yeah, not a good day. Massa would end up with that 7th. Magnussen would get 8th. Perez in 9th. Where did Stroll? Stroll ended up miles down. Incredibly slow. I don't know what on earth was going on with his Williams. Not a good day for him. Might have been having mechanical issues, etc. Might have explained why he suddenly decided to go at about 3 miles an hour through a flat-out corner. Haas don't quite get a double point score. Hulkenberg could only manage 13th, not really get any further up than that. Yeah, a disappointing day in terms of my championship. We remain 9th in the overalls. We are still a couple of points down on Ocon, still ahead of Stroll. Importantly. Yeah, I don't think much more could have been done. Given that set of circumstances, not much more could have been completed in Constructors' Championship. No real change, except for Mercedes now jump ahead of Red Bull, after Mercedes having a variety of technical issues. As I said, I believe this is the first race to have everybody so far finish, all 20 cars. So, yeah. There we go. That is going to be it for a disappointing Spanish Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.